Welcome, and thank you for joining us for another beautifully blessed, peaceful, prosperous, productive, and phenomenally powerful day. We are your hosts, Tory the barber, the one and only, the only one under the sun and a man with the plan. My right-hand man, y'all stand up and make some noise. FreeWillco
Man, what's happening? Thank you, and welcome to another edition of the FreeWill Podcast, where we create a community that normalizes growth, for people like you and me, so we can be the best versions of ourselves, huh? What's happening, Tory? How you doing today, boy?
Man, I'm feeling good, looking good. You see that sun shining, you see that glow, huh?
Yeah, boy, like the cover of a magazine or something,
I feel like Glorilla right now.
We find out.
You hear me? If Glorilla was a person, it is a person, but you see what I'm saying?
How you feeling this morning?
Man, I feel good. Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I feel good.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a wonderful day. It's a blessed day. You know what I'm saying? To be back in this place in the building, literally and figuratively.
Right.
And yeah, man, I'm feeling good. I'm on one this morning. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling amazing. You know what I'm saying? We got that workout in this morning.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's any way to treat yourself.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Don't know what the saying, how it go? Don't watch yourself, treat yourself.
Don't treat yourself, don't cheat yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. Something that when I rewatched the last week podcast, something that we talked about on there. What was it? It was what you do today determines your tomorrow. We know that. We always talk about that. But you said when you're doing certain things like today, a week ago, a month ago, you are either investing in your tomorrow or you're robbing your tomorrow. So man, it's just get the day started on the right foot. Oh man, it's just a blessed day. It's a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. It's awesome. But let's go ahead.
On. You told me how you felt. How you feel? How you doing today?
Oh man, I'm on a map.
Huh?
I'm on the map,
He got that. What you call that? That's that.
That get right. That
All right, we gonna call it.
Don't leave. Yeah, I'm gonna call it the get
that
right.
Burberry. That's what I'm looking at. You got that Burberry on the day.
Oh yeah, nothing. Something
Burberry
old.
coat.
You know what I'm saying? What I was about to say. Yeah, man, I'm feeling phenomenal.
Yeah.
Don't I look phenomenal?
You on the map, man.
But
on the map.
We're gonna go ahead and take a moment of silence. Yeah.
Moment of silence.
For all our brand new subscribers and everybody who get post notifications. I know that's right.
Sir.
I know that's right.
Everybody that's joining, welcome to the family. Yes, indeed.
I appreciate all the newcomers, all of the people who've been with us, who stand with us.
Absolutely.
As we do this, as we grow this this empire,
Yes.
FreeWill Empire till I die. We're gonna touch the sky, Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Let's
man. Cool.
Get it,
Tell
man.
the people what you grateful for, man.
Man, I'm first of all I gotta thank the man up above. And the fact that you got me regardless. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I could mess up like 3 billion times and still have another chance is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And maybe not have a chance at the same thing, but I got a chance at another thing. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, So in that regard, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't matter, going back to that conversation, it don't really matter as much what happened in the past, you know what I'm saying? It only matters what you about to do right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for waking up this morning. I'm grateful for my family, my mom's, my lady out there holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Drop some yes for her.
Hold on, the yes is coming. The yes is
coming. Man.
The yes is
coming. Man, we got a whole lot of stuff going on over there.
we had to put the theme song on for and everything. You hear me? Don't play.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm grateful for that. Yeah, man, I'm just grateful today. How about you, man? How you feeling?
Oh man.
What you grateful for?
That was nice.
Yeah.
Man, I wanna first and foremost give all the thanks and all the praise to the man up above. You know what I'm saying? All praises to the Most High. We gotta do that. And if I may, right? If I may share something with y'all, you know, so like a lot of folk, I get my my word of the day, right? My daily scripture, my daily scripture, right? So I want to share this with y'all because, you know, for what Cole just said, right? It kind of spoke with my quote of the day. Now this is from Isaiah chapter 41 verse 13. It says, For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your hand, of your right hand, and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. Yeah, so I just felt like that went hand in hand with what Cole was just saying, and you know, in his moment of gratitude. And, you know, I'm definitely thankful for the man up above, and I'm thankful for my first lady. I'm thankful for my first lady. You know what I'm saying? She on the map, and as a matter of fact, I want to actually give her a shout out and express my gratitude for the topic, the talking point that we talking today, because she had a dream. Like Martin Luther King. Yeah. And she said, listen.
Martin Luther Keisha.
Listen, I got it. I got something y'all can talk about. And then she shared the topic for the day, but I ain't gonna disclose it right now because y'all gotta wait for that. That's at a different point in time. But I want to give all thanks and all praise to my lady too, man, for being an instrumental asset of this FreeWill podcast and the evolution of FreeWill and everything that she do, her contributions and everything like that. Yeah. I want to give thanks and I'm grateful for my parents. Got 2 living parents. Right. My kids, Kaisley and Ave. And also too, man, my clients, my wonderful clients, because they are a huge part of my support system. You know, I come on here as Tory the barber every week. So, you know, it's only right if I make sure I acknowledge them, you know, because there would be no Tory the barber without my clients, without my support system. So, without further ado, Mr. Cole, that's it. That's what I'm grateful for. That's what I'm grateful for. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But so I think,
day, go ahead.
I think we should drop that.
Word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street.
So, word on the street, Kendrick Lamar will perform at the 2025 Apple Music Super Bowl. I don't know what LIX is, like that, you know what I'm saying? Halftime show, Rock Nation, Apple Music, and the NFL announced on Sunday. Super Bowl LIX is scheduled to be played on February 9th, 2025 at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans and will air on Fox. The performance will be Lamar's second during the halftime show, following his feature spot during Dr. Dre's 2022 All-Star Tag Team of Lamar, Magic Blige, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and 50 Cent. It also follows Lamar's musical battle with Drake earlier this year, which not only resulted in a resounding win for the Compton-born rapper, but one of the year's biggest songs with Not Like Us.
Not Like Us.
Now, this ain't the newest news, but I feel like it's something that needs to be, you know what I'm saying, that I wanted to talk about, right?
Thanks.
So what you think about that, man? What you think? You know, we had first of all, it's a new Super Bowl is in New Orleans this year. You know what I'm saying? So big up for that. Right. Now let me tell you something. It's gonna be packed.
Like a dog, the city.
Anybody who's been in New Orleans, knowing that it's a 3-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
So, but what you think about that, man?
Man. So, you know, there's a lot of controversy surrounding, you know, the whole thing with New Orleans and Wayne. Oh man, how do I feel about Kendrick? I'm gonna just go on and say this first and foremost. I do not think that it's a bad choice by no measure. By no stretch of the measure is it a bad choice. You know, I do understand the fact that it is in New Orleans, and then, you know, when we consider Wayne and where Wayne at in his career, you know what I'm saying, and how he's still active. He been legendary. You know what I'm saying? And he just at where he at, you know, for to have the Super Bowl in New Orleans and not have Wayne there. To me, when I heard that, you know, Kendrick was doing it, I didn't be like, my initial thought wasn't, damn, why they ain't got Wayne, you know, doing the Super Bowl. It was like, okay, Kendrick doing the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never really had no reason to look towards the Super Bowl for real, but I mean, not the Super Bowl halftime show for real, but, you know, that would have been a reason for me to look forward to it if Wayne was doing it, but I didn't feel like I didn't feel, I don't feel no particular type of way about it. I'm gonna just start off with that. But what you think?
Yeah. Nah, man. Same here, bro. I didn't have an initial thought like, man, why Kendrick ain't, you know what I mean? And so I kind of caught wind of it later when, Wayne was like, man, I ain't, I'm kind of hurt that I ain't performed. Mm-hmm. And my initial thought was why? You know what I'm saying? Like, because my thing is like nothing is like have no expectations, especially when it's not it's not fully in your control, right? When it's up to somebody else, have no expectations. Just be grateful if it happens. You know what I'm saying? It's extra, right? We sometimes we disappoint ourselves when we create these expectations, and you know what I'm saying, it's not met by other people. It would have been nice. Like I would have enjoyed it probably a little bit more if Wayne was there. You know what I'm saying? Like to get that out the way. Like I definitely feel like it would have made sense.
Yeah.
Right. If my man's was performing, but hey, man, sometimes things go that way, and for that very reason, right? I'm not gonna have my expectations up. You know what I'm saying? So that was my biggest point on that, right? Like, people like, why? How come they didn't have? You know what I'm saying? Like, how come sometimes when they went to other people's cities, they didn't have the people who, what I'm saying? Sometimes they did, right? Sometimes like I think when Super Bowls in California, they had everybody in Compton, you know what I'm saying, performing or whatever, right? But it's just. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We gonna goddamn make our own Super Bowl party. You know what I'm saying?
That's part of the point. Yeah, I guess that's part of the point. Why people looking at it like that. But I do feel like it probably would have. I think I would have enjoyed the Super Bowl halftime show better if it was Wayne. Would I prefer Wayne? Yeah, I would prefer Wayne. It's my favorite. Yeah. That's my favorite rapper. Sure. You know what I'm saying? And and it's in New Orleans, and it only makes sense, to be honest. But at the end of the day, it is like I do my best to not get wrapped up in other people's decisions for their reasons and their logic. Now, if it is because Drake and whatever his beef is with Jay-Z and then Kendrick and Drake beef, and it's a subliminal. Maybe it is and maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this to close my regards on it. Wayne to me is far bigger than the Super Bowl. Way far bigger than the Super Bowl halftime show. Like I like football, but Wayne mean more to me than football mean to me, let alone a halftime show. So, I hope that he's able to look at what he's established with his fan base far supersedes that moment of the Super Bowl. But to have that on your belt and to have that on your jacket, I do. It would have been cool to have that under his belt. You know what I'm saying? To have that Super Bowl, experience a part of his, his historical thing. But you know what I'm saying? I think that's probably what hit the most with him is like, damn, like it would have been dope to be like I performed at a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? During my reign, during my career. But all in all, man, like I said, Wayne mean more to me personally as a fan than the Super Bowl mean to me. So that's my closing. That's my closing thoughts on it.
And big ups to Kendrick, man. Like the man gotta get his props. That man, man made history.
Big, what I'm saying? Huge, too.
He made history even just with the Super Bowl and dropping a diss track and being in, in the news and like top three, 4 songs, right? Which probably ultimately influenced the decision, so that's his work, right? Probably if Wayne would have had a, number 3 song right now, it would have been in his favor, but he didn't.
Yeah,
so
right.
Hey, man.
Hey, that's just how the chips fall, man. Sometimes you gotta accept it, take it for what it is, leave it where it's at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what we talking about today, man?
Man, today we are having a conversation. Like I said, shout out to my lady once again for this topic that we're gonna be discussing today. But she said, I have a dream. And y'all, I like it just came to me. I just kept hearing this over and over and over in my dream. And the statement was, I think the original statement was, kill my thoughts before my thoughts kill me. Now we reworded it a little bit, and we gonna call this kill your thoughts before your thoughts kill you. Man, that's the time. That's the conversation. That's what the conversation built up around. You know, we have everything that we experience in this world in life today. Like I said last week, we was talking about what we was speaking on last week, that we are some total of our thoughts, right? And that's so important because to realize that, because being mindful of what you're thinking of. One of the most profound quotes that I heard is, where your thoughts go, your energy flow. You see what I'm saying? And so where your energy flow, where you going, that's what you creating, that's what you manifesting, that's what is becoming a part of your world, your life, your experience. So when you hear that, when you first heard that, even as we speaking about it now, what are your initial thoughts and impressions on that topic? Kill your thoughts before your thoughts kill you.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of things about it, man, because that is, it's our everyday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's our everyday, it's our every second, and it's been a conscious battle ever since I decided to make it conscious, right? So, and you like you say, where your thought goes, your energy flows. So if you're not controlling that, that is literally the quality of your life at the moment. So, it definitely resonated with me, man, because you can literally follow your thoughts into the grave. You know what I'm saying? And you will follow your thoughts, right? No matter what. So if I can manipulate the thoughts, then I can manipulate the quality of my life, man. And we can definitely talk about that at the moment.
Yeah, man. And the reality of it is, Cole, is that every action, every step we take, every action, every decision, it starts with a thought. You know what I'm saying? Whether those thoughts are negative, destructive, whether they positive, everything began with a thought. The Bible said, in the beginning,
let them know.
In the beginning, what it said, Cole? I thought you were gonna finish. That was the word. The word was the word. The word. Y'all know what the Bible says. Don't beat me up for butchering the Bible. I ain't trying to play with the word. You know what I'm saying? Word, because that's the power. Like, we need to really realize the power that rests within the thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Even the way that we perceive things, even the way that we show our face about the world. I was listening to something this morning, yesterday morning. And I think I sent it to you too, Cole. I sent it to you, and it was Pastor Ike. Pastor Ike was talking about he said 2 questions I want you to ask yourself. He said, how do I feel about myself at gut level? Right. And what do I think about myself? And he said you should ask yourself these 2 questions multiple times a day. Every day, multiple times a day, because how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, is ultimately what you generate, ultimately what you create in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I just know from personal experience, man, I have a tendency to be an overthinker, and I have a tendency to think for other people. And before I even approach a situation or a conversation, I already, in my mind, I be thinking, I know how it's gonna go already. You know what I'm saying? So that may even cause me to procrastinate or push that conversation back. You know what I'm saying? Things that need to be taken care of right then and there, I'll push it back because, in my mind, like, I already know. So I'm already going into the situation with a pessimistic mindset, a negative mindset. Right. You ever had any experience like that, to where, like, to where you realize, like, your thoughts got the best of you?
Yeah, like, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, cause I'm keeping G with you. This is a, like, there's a reason why I say this is a every second, every minute, you know what I'm saying, every moment, a type of thing, right? Because this is, you never stop thinking. Like, your brain is constantly moving. So if your brain is constantly moving, you're constantly generating thoughts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I'm constantly generating thoughts, then, I need to know, I need to have something in place, right, for that control. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be like, man, I only take care of my thoughts in the morning, right? And I don't take care of them in the evening. In the evening, my thoughts are horrible, and my quality of life is horrible. You know what I'm saying? So it's a constant battle, and you'll know based on how you feeling, in a relationship between your feelings and your thoughts, like they have a relationship, right? You know, like the reason why I say like what's that, like your feelings are not king, right? Because if your feelings are a slave to your thoughts, right? So you'll be like, man, I'm just feeling bad today, and I'm like, why? You're like, I don't know. Like, okay, so you stopping at your feelings are not the issue, it's your thoughts. Right now your feelings are indicative to like, you know what I'm saying, what am I thinking right now, right? You know, so in a way, that's how I use that to analyze, you know what I'm saying, okay, I must not have a good culture in my mind right now, or this type of this type of day, you know what I'm saying, like morning, afternoon, or night, depending on how I'm feeling, right?
Yeah, that was fire, Cole. And you just reminded me of something else that I left out that he said. He said, now when you ask yourself, how do I feel about myself, or what do I think about myself? He said, in any particular order, but when you ask yourself, how do I feel about myself? He said, at that point in time, you have to tell your feelings how to feel. That's where you tell your feelings how to feel. So just like you said, you know, your thoughts are king. Your thoughts, your feelings are a slave to your thoughts. Because before you felt some type of way about a situation or whatever is going on, you had a thought about it first, you perceived it, you received it, and then you had your own interpretation of it, because we all living in a dream after all, right? And then you had the interpretation of it, and then from that interpretation of what you saw, you know, that came the emotion, that came the feeling. And so whenever you find yourself in a situation where, you know, you having negative thoughts, you gotta grab that thing right then and there.
Right. You have to become aware, right? Like that first moment when you're trying to grab hold of it, right? You have to. It's gonna be a lot of studying that's gonna go on before you're able to actually manipulate it, right? It's gonna take some getting notebooks, writing your feelings down every day. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know you for real. You know what I'm saying? That is, you know, when you tell somebody, they be like, "What you mean? I know my name." You know what I'm saying? I know where I came from. My mama named Tammy. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know your process. You know what I'm saying? Your brain process and what makes you feel the way you feel. You just kind of moving through life.
Yeah.
Right. So first, I have to figure that out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I gotta see why I move the way I move, what comes from where, and then when I can do that, like that's basic troubleshooting, right? Once I figure out where it comes from, then I can manipulate it.
Yep.
So first thing first, you know what I'm saying? Write down, like, at this time of day, I'm feeling this way. At this time of day, I'm feeling this way. When this happens, I feel like that. And then we go over it, right? And that's how it starts.
Yeah, cool. That. I think that's exactly how it go. You know, I think that's exactly how it go. Awareness is so important. It's just awareness is just something that we can't escape. It's just something that we can't escape, because if you're not aware of anything, how can you change it? Like if you don't know that there's a problem, how could you fix it? And I love what you said about, you know, not having how would I phrase that? Not knowing yourself for real, right? Because a lot of the things that we operate off of, it be what's the word? Like we have generational values, right? And in those generational values, we operate in a way that we witness. I saw my mom and my daddy interact like this, or I saw whatever, and you become programmed with that stuff at a very young age before you could remember, literally. And so because you have that mainframe, you just naturally have a way of responding to things, and that's why if you're not getting the results that you want, you have to sit down and really like reflect and like, why am I not getting the results that I want? You know. And that's why I think it's so important that we doing this, because we having that conversation, you know, to like let people know, like, it start with you. Now I want to shoot some Cole at you real quick, right? Yeah. You become what you think, and we kind of touched on this, but you become what you think. Over time, your consistent thought patterns will reflect in your actions. It'll reflect in your actions, your relationships, and in your success. What do you think about that?
Yep, like I just said, you need to go and figure out what's going on. Yeah. Right, you need to analyze yourself, your life, and your patterns. Right. If not, I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we kind of, like I said I think it was the last podcast where I'm like, yo, there's certain things that you like, it's lame to me. I don't want to do it. Well, you'll never get that. You'll never get what you really want. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not willing to sit down at the table and write, say, like, I'd rather do this and do that. Well, you missing out on, like, this is what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think that you can just be like, oh, I want to be better, and it happens. You can't just be like, I want to be a doctor, and it happens. You got to go to school. You got to sit there in class every day, right? And you think you're gonna have a better life by doing it sometimes? It don't work like that, right? So sitting there and studying, like to answer your question, those actions, your relationships, and the success that you have around you comes from the thoughts, right? To control those thoughts, we need to figure out what those thoughts are, where they come from, right? And we can even talk about like that. I like to go over what we may call the obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are harmful thoughts? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got self-doubt, we got the fear of failure. You know what I'm saying? We have pessimism. And pessimism, my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, that's everyone through the family like a mud, right? Like, that ain't gonna work.
Run through the culture. That run through
the whole culture, huh?
Man, yes indeed.
Ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even tried.
Contagious.
Yeah. That's the one, and it's a. You know what becomes one of the hardest when you have a relationship with the thing. Like, you have a relationship with that thought, and a relationship is connected to so much around you, right? Like, some of my partners, like, we bond off of pessimism. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we talk about how stuff go wrong, and we having a good old time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I start to change that, I gotta change him now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta let him go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes I'd rather not do that. Like, I've been cool with dude for a long time. You know what I mean? And so sometimes that right there stops people in their tracks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not worth that much. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth me cutting off people. Like, who am I? Like, who I think I am, that I can grow up with somebody and now all of a sudden I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm you know what I'm saying, fingers, I'm too good for them, right?
Thanks.
You know, and that actually doesn't mean that, right? It means that I want better, and if that person's willing to, like, it means I want better, and what I'm doing is like, I'm doing it for me, but what I can be doing for the people around me is set an example.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if that person was meant to follow, if they was meant to come, they gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? But it'll come from your decision to go ahead on and want better. You know what I'm saying?
I like how everything about life is so interconnected. I love last week when you said one man's obedience is tied connected to so many other people's destiny or their dreams, right? And you being an example in your surrounding area, right? In your community, in your household, it serves such a purpose, because the people who are witnessing that needed to witness that. That was a part of what they needed to experience in life. That was a part of their assignment. Either they was gonna take the branch and be like, yo, all right, cool, I see him getting it in. I need to get it in now. I need to step it up a notch. Or they'll look at it, they're gonna see it, they're gonna reflect. They may not do it, but they're gonna you know what I'm saying? To some way, form, or fashion, it serves a purpose, whether you realize it or not. You know, and it does. In the spin-off of that pessimism thing, I mean, we even have that goes into the unproductive thoughts that we have. You know what I'm saying? So some of the unproductive thoughts that we have is overthinking, which is something that I mentioned earlier, worrying about things outside of our control. And the thing about that is that it consumes your mental space, but it produces no solutions. Like, we have these unproductive thoughts. We have the fear of failure. We have all these different things that we battle with. The overthinking, thinking for other people like I do, and then there's no results that get put in place. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, you're not gaining nothing off of that, Cole.
Yeah, but I feel like I am though.
Okay.
I feel like I am. I feel like when I was calling such and such, and we was talking about the problems, I was getting through the problems, right? But when we got off the phone, I stayed the same problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was venting. You know what I'm saying? But the end of the call should determine why you actually called, right? If I ended with a problem, if I still ended with a problem after that, I just called to get some. I just wanted to vent, and I just wanted to get some confirmation, right? And there's nothing wrong with venting, but we gotta move on. Like, we have to have a process of not carrying, because what we do is, bro, we carry problems, unsolved problems with us everywhere, and we have no mental space for nothing else.
Facts.
That's all we got.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have no solution. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's insensitive to say that you should not be allowed to vent if you're not going to speak on a solution or work toward a solution at the end of your venting session?
I think
should you be able to just vent and just have a moment just to vent and worry about a solution later, or should that come, backpacked with each other? Right. Like, if you gonna vent, you can vent. I'm gonna hear you out, but then what we gonna do after that? Is that too insensitive?
No, it's not, because so first of all, venting is a thing within itself that needs to be done, right? Venting definitely needs to be done.
Absolutely.
But you only need to vent about that thing once. You know what I'm saying? It should be a package deal. It should be a vent and a solution. That's how it should be, right? And I think we think about venting as, how do we think about that? Like, we think about, because let's say somebody's venting to me, and that's what we do, right? We'd be like if I'm talking to somebody and they like venting, I'm like, okay, cool. So what's next? They'd be like, I'm just trying to vent right now. Like, I ain't trying to do like you try. Like, just listen to what I'm saying, kind of thing, right? And we don't have no means of getting through it or getting past it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't like, that's not even a thing. Like, I'm just calling to get it off my chest, and you do feel better afterwards because you're able to release it, right?
Yeah.
But then it becomes a cycle. You calling next week at the same time, talking about the same thing.
You calling later on, talking about the same thing. We talking about every time we get on the phone, you talking about the same thing.
You call at 2 o'clock, and then about 2 hours later, we talking about this.
What's the problem? I mean, we know what the problem is, but when we gonna figure it out? So is the problem really anything else, or is the problem really you? Like, what's going on? That's really what we need to be asking. Cause we venting about things that we seen and things that we experience, and we venting about other people. We venting about all these things, and especially when you venting about the same thing over and over and over. Some things you just can't change. Some things you just can't. You just can't change. It's outside of yourself. But start to ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Why am I continuously experiencing this?
Remember on the Courage to Interrupt, I asked you, I'm like, why? Oh, I said something. I forgot what I said. And you was like, you know why? Right? And you was like, because then now it becomes our responsibility. And we can't hold nobody else accountable after that.
Yep.
Now it's my solution. Now I got to do something when seemingly this problem came from somewhere else. They should be dealing with it, not me. That's the mindset that we be having.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we don't realize when there is no solution at the end, then that means we don't have control, and you gonna be stuck in this cycle forever. Like, give me the solution so I can now take control of it.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It do. Like, dude, I ain't have to whatever. Like, somebody hit my car not too long ago.
Yeah.
Now I gotta take care of it now. I could sit here and be like, man, why ain't such a... And then afterwards, I had to call. I'm thinking they're going to call me about the insurance claim.
Mm-hmm.
I had to call them and make the claim. They didn't even have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, how come such and such ain't take care of that, right? But I could sit around, I could be doing that, man. I could do that, and I could do that for a long time. And I'm going to be right about doing it. I'm gonna be correct. I have every right to be. I know I'm saying though, I have every right to complain because it should be that way, but it's not. It's not, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So take the responsibility, take control of it, and get it out of your life. I just do away with it. You know what I'm saying? So, I think I got a little echo too.
What you say?
I got like a little. Yeah, a little echo.
Yeah, a little feedback in there.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that is it's gone.
All right, did.
But you know, we have to want to actually do away with these things. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say one more thing to that, if I can add on the back of that. Well, I'm gonna ask you, what do you think about why do you think it's important to observe the judgment that we place on ourselves?
You are the one that creates your value, nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can sit and tell you what you are or who you are except for yourself and God. So when I am talking to myself, right, and I be like, it might be something quick. Like, man, you down bad, or you stupid for that. Just that quick. You know what I'm saying? I got stupid in my subconscious, in my mind frame. You know what I'm saying? And so you need to observe that, because your subconscious is always listening, right? And it's applying. It's like, okay, stupid. All right, cool, you stupid. Okay, I'm a retard. Okay, I'm cool, you a retard. You know what I'm saying? So when that stuff happens, right? And I listen. I used to do that like crazy. Like my I went through a crazy confidence journey. Like my confidence was horrible, man. Like, especially like, younger, growing up and stuff. Like that was my thing, man. I'm stupid, man. I'm retarded or whatever, right? And I grew up thinking that, right? And I'm one of the most talented people that I know, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right? And everybody else started, and I never think it. Why? Because they switched it, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't switch the words, right?
Yeah.
So everything matters. When something happens, be like, okay, I could have did that better.
Yeah.
Don't tell yourself that you're stupid, man. Don't tell yourself this. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you for reflection time. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing, like your actions ain't where it need to be at. And like we said, the moment you change your actions, the moment you pivot, you are that thing that you know what I'm saying? Like I won't be the $100,000 guy. I do the $100,000 guy things, then I'm him. Right away. You know what I'm saying? So observe how you talking to yourself and how you treating yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that's I almost don't even think anything I can add to that, boy. You didn't seal the deal, man. I mean, it's just so important to be mindful of what you think about yourself, and I'm guilty of it, because I'll make a mistake. I'm like, damn, you clumsy, come on, man, stupid. You know what I'm saying? I just quickly blurt out stuff quick, without even thinking about it. But why do I feel like that about myself? Why am I calling myself that? And I'm sure I've been called that before, right. And so it probably just stuck with me. And so when I mess up, I'm triggered to respond to myself or address myself in a way that let me know that I'm less than, or I'm judging myself off of something that somebody else judged me off of. Like they didn't tell me, nah, it's good. You know what I'm saying? Mistakes happen. Just clean up.
Right.
Don't cry over the spilled milk. Just clean it up and pour you some more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We out with the last cup. All right, let's go get some more milk.
Right.
When I noticed that's something that I changed in my parenting style. when I'm talking to my kids, man, and like, you know, like let's just say my oldest Neve, like let's say if she weighs something or she breaks something, she in this phase where she'll wait. Like the other day she weighed some sweet tea in the back seat of the car, but she didn't say nothing. I got out the car, but I seen it. The seatbelt was wet, and I'm like, I say, what happened? Like, the sweet tea weighs. I say, the main thing of what I was telling her is don't try to hide your mistake. Let me know that you made a mistake. I can't help you if you don't tell me that you made a mistake. I'm not mad at you for making a mistake. Mistakes happen. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to, you know, be frightened. You know what I'm saying? But it happened. But I can't help. I can't do nothing about it. I can't fix it. I can't clean it up. You know, we can't figure out how to prevent it from happening next time if you don't come to me with the problem. So with ourselves, you wanted to add something, Cole?
Yeah, no, a little bit. I just wanted to say the bad thing is the ignoring it. That's the bad thing.
Yeah, don't ignore the problem. You know, we're gonna find a solution to the problem. Oh man, I think on a quick note, man, one of the biggest adjustments that I've made in my life is literally just that, like spilling milk in a sense, and it's like don't get. I have so much grace for myself. Like I remember I had warmed up this plate. I warmed up this plate of food, and I don't know what I did, but it was like one of them compartment plates, and the whole plate just flipped off the counter and boom, flipped upside down. And I was just like, damn. I said, damn, but that was it. Luckily, it ain't always, you know what I'm saying? But once upon a time, boy, something like that would have set me off, dog. It'd be little stuff like things that just happen, and my mind would just be so gone so quick. But I have so much grace for myself, and so the point of all this is this particular part that we're talking about is just develop grace for yourself, man. Like mess up, it's okay. You're never gonna not mess up ever again in life. Like take it on the chin, pause, and then you just make the most of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like don't beat yourself up. You know, you got people that's probably coming against you. You know, you got people who gonna talk down on you. The last person that need to be talking down on you is you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sense of the world as it. And you gotta make sense of this of this experience called life as you go. You know what I'm saying? So cool.
And what you just spoke on, man, was observing without judgment. Yeah. Like judgment is so you can even not judge with using those words. Like now we don't use those words, but here's the difference, right? There's a difference between I'm stupid and that was stupid, right? Judgment is I'm stupid. Yeah. You know, not judgment is that was a stupid action. Right? It is. You know what I'm saying? So when you do it, don't let a temporary problem become a permanent stain. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you got that on you, and this happened a couple of weeks ago. Or even an hour ago, right? And you paying with your time, man. So, you know what I'm saying? And when this stuff happens, because we be like, okay, how do I stop it? First of all, don't let it go unchecked. You know what I'm saying? Once you do it, because you're gonna do it because it's part of your process at the moment. But once I hit that, man, I'm stupid. Okay, wait. Not stupid. You made a mistake. You need to prepare before you come through next time, and it won't be less weight. Boom, out the door, right? And you'll feel different immediately because those thoughts come with emotions. After you say that, you start feeling like that. Yep. Immediately, you're gonna start feeling better, right?
That's it.
So become aware. You know what I'm saying? Get the thoughts. Don't be like Neve and spill a tea and don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing about it.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Check.
saying?
Right, and then don't judge yourself.
I spilled the tea and what? Don't do that. You get your neck broke. Don't do that. But just embrace your errors, man. It's beautiful. Right. It's like I mean,
it is.
You know, it's so beautiful because when you make mistakes and when you mess up, that's when you learn. Like when you fail, when you fall, that's when you learn. That's when you know you growing. That's when you know you got motion. When you make a mistake doing stuff, that's when you know you got motion. You know what I'm saying? And you build on that, learn from it, and just be more intentional. You know, it's like it goes back to being mindful. You know, and sometimes before I even make a mistake, I recognize the scenario that I'm in. sometimes I realize, okay, boom, I'm walking in the room. I know I'm moving fast. I need to be mindful that I don't step my toe because I know I've done it before. So I'm gonna slow down. Like I like when I'm in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting different stuff. I got an egg on the skillet and I'm seasoning and stuff like that. Well, sometimes I'll be pulling seasonings out of the cabinet and the seasoning will fall in a bowl or something and make a mess. Like, it happens. So when I'm in certain scenarios where I done messed up at, like, if I had a close call, I'll slow down. I'll use that as a warning. I just slow down and just start making my next move, my best move. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with with doing the thing to do the thing, not just doing it to get it over with. See, when you just doing something to get through it, you make mistakes. When you washing the dishes and you just washing the dishes to get through it, you ain't even realizing that they got a knife in the water soap, and you can't even see it, but because you just in a rush, you might end up cutting yourself. Right. But when you washing the dishes to wash the dishes, you're gonna have order, you're gonna have structure, you're gonna have pace, you're gonna have, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have it all mapped out, and you will have better results, and you'll be able to relish and enjoy that moment. It ain't about washing dishes, it's whatever you doing. Right. And I'm practicing that even in the gym. Cool. But go ahead.
And what that is because I had when you first introduced that concept to me, like I didn't really understand it at first, right? But what it is focus. Right? You're focusing on what you're doing at the moment. Like you know how we go and eat, and when we eat, we gotta be on the phone and watch the TV. Like we don't even really enjoy the food for real.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got that initial taste and that last bite. That's all we know, right? We get that initial, man, this thing good. And then we just start chowing down. We watching such and such, right? You know, but whatever you're doing, actually focus on that, right? Like Al told me this way back when, and I didn't understand it. He like, bro, when you're reading, you're reading. When you're eating, you're eating.
That's what he was
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you're doing this, that's what you're doing. Like we focusing on that. You know, and it all makes sense. You can't even focus on two things at once. You just switching really quickly. Like the brain can't even do that, right? And so to get the most out of that thing, right? To enjoy, like you can find enjoyment in it. Like I could find enjoyment in washing the dishes. Like I don't like washing the dishes because I'm always trying to get it over with. But if I focus on it and I maybe, you know, I don't know, man. I'll be like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like we were saying, we can take happiness out of it. You know what I'm saying? I could find happiness and, you know what I'm saying, making this place shine and drying it to perfection and putting it in the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we only see stuff like that on the movies. You know what I mean? Like he putting the plates and making sure they all lined up together. He find happiness in that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, if you don't just throw that shit up, you know what I'm saying?
Man, come on, man. He doing too much, man. Slid them down, throw them spoon in the cup. Nah, man. Lay the spoons down. When you preparing the dinner table, prepare the dinner table to prepare the dinner table. Make sure you got the big plate, the sauce of the cup, and you line the fork and the spoon and the knife in the order that it's supposed to go to with the napkin. On the napkin, you know, like take your time and do it. The presentation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boy, I go on
man.
Too much into that.
And so our next thing, man, is like going back to those negative thoughts, man. Like also when you're doing your thing and you are reflecting, also note how it has an effect on your relationships, you know, and the things around you. Like, you know, most times the way you treat yourself is going to be connected to how you treat other people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just your simple definition of how to treat a human being. You know what I'm saying? You know, if I don't give myself grace, I'm that damn sure not gonna give nobody else no grace.
That's 100% true.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's 100% true.
Write that down, and so when you start to correct it within yourself, you're gonna have to start correcting that within your relationship.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You had something else you wanted to say?
Nah, go ahead.
Oh man, just like I said in the to Cole's point, like I said with my daughter, you know, she wastes stuff. I'm having grace for her because I was able to find grace for myself personally first. I ain't even make the connection on that. I was like, when I started like forgiving myself for making mistakes or cracking my phone. And so, man, you know how pissed off I used to get when I dropped my phone and crack. Like the whole day was, bro, listen, you want me to show y'all something? Let me show you something. This is my phone right now. That been needs surgery. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I just got the screen protector going through it. And I used to be so angry and upset about that stuff. And it's like, bro, you can get it fixed. Like, you can, even if it's an inconvenience, like, you can get it fixed. It's just get through the moment. It's okay. Forgive yourself for the mess up. But because I was able to spare myself, because I was able to give myself grace, I'm able to do that with my kids. As a big brother or a little brother or in a relationship, I'm able to give my partner grace and understanding. Even people I don't know in traffic, people in line, people who bump me, somebody who having a bad day, I can look at them, have empathy for them and be like, damn, they must be having a bad day. Like, I know your problem ain't with me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to just go ahead on and go this way, but I wish you well. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, man, like.
And make sure you get the lesson. Really. Make sure you get the lesson though, because some people, sometimes we'll fall in that grace thing, like, it's okay. But then it's always okay with the same like the same stuff start to go on. Right? And then that just means that you saying it's okay, but you're not actually getting the lesson too. Yeah. Like, okay, cool. I can fix it, but why did this happen? You know what I'm saying? Did I, was I being careless? Was I such and such and such? Like, and don't get, and that's a reason why we get, like somebody tell us something and we get, we start to snap back, right? Yeah. Like, you be snapping back at you, right? Because you tell you, like, man, like, why are you doing all that? We just such and such and such, it is a thing, like, it's a thing that you messed up. Like, you don't like the take the negative emotions out of it. We still need to learn from it, but we taking that, because we can't even learn because we focus on the fact that we messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, something that's ringing in the back of my head is the everywhere you go, there you are. I'm gonna let y'all sit with that one for a second. Everywhere you go, there you are. When we having interactions with people, we don't even realize that we are looking at us in them. I don't think that's something we really touched on a lot. For prime example, the scenario with, with how you treat people. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had to create grace for myself so that, you can't give what you don't have. So if I don't have grace for myself, I can't give grace to nobody else. But because I'm in a situation where I'm not giving grace to another person, I'm in that scenario, I'm looking in the mirror because that shows how I don't have grace for myself. So that's what I mean by everywhere you go, there you are. Every situation that you have, that you're a part of, you gotta find you in the situation. I think that's a good way, and we're not really talking about this, but that's a good way to find, to grow empathy for other people, because find you in them. When they coming at you sideways or whatever's going on, remember a time when you was in the same situation. Don't act like you perfect and almighty and you don't make mistakes, you don't fall short, you don't lie, you don't wake up on the wrong side of the bed sometimes, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think but I also do feel like that's a part of why we be so triggered with other people, not just because we haven't extended the same grace and we haven't grown in those areas within ourselves, but because of that, we are really, it's really like a mirror effect. It's like we're looking at whatever we mad at them about, we really mad at ourselves about that, but we looking in the mirror looking at them. Like, you think, just like when we talked about I think it was the podcast when we was talking about where the emotions are, we responsible for other people's emotions. Around that conversation, time of that conversation, I read that when you looking, matter of fact, I think it was a YouTube video, is that when we are looking at another person, are you blaming somebody for something that they did? Like, people can't hurt you. You blame people for how he worded it. It's like when, say for instance, somebody do something and you get hurt by it. It's like you're stealing from the past. It's like you're stealing past hurt and putting it on the face of whoever the person is in front of you, and you point a finger, but that finger pointing back at you in the mirror. So when we dealing with different people and we experiencing these emotions, whether it's happy, it ain't got to be all bad, negative, deceitful emotions. But when we even experiencing joy, why you think you get joy out of looking at certain things, looking at nature, looking at babies, and looking at these different? Because you can't. You it's a reflection of you. It's something about that you care about that's reflecting that light back into your face for you to feel those emotions, for you to feel that joy, for you to interpret things in a way that you're interpreting it to get that experience in life. So whenever you experience something that's hurting you, examine it, see why it's hurting you, discover, figure out why that's such a trigger for you. Sometimes we be having philosophies and ways that we think and look at things that we've been judging that we didn't even realize we chose. And a lot of the times that we're reacting and responding to things is subconsciously. You got two yous, right? You got your conscious you got your subconscious you. And that subconscious you job is to carry you through life, right? And to where you don't have to do as much work. So when you encounter something and you snap and be like, damn, I just snapped. I don't even realize, because the conscious you wasn't really present in that moment. Like, you was there, but you was focused on something else happened and shook you up. So your natural responses, your past responses triggered you to operate a certain kind of way, to react a certain kind of way. So when you're experiencing something that you don't like, change it. Figure out why you feeling like this. Why am I looking at this like this? What does this really mean to me? When this person cheated on me, when this person stole from me, why am I hurt by that? Actually, and it may seem common sense, but really ask yourself, why am I hurt by the deceit? Because in reality, them doing what they did speaks more about them than it does about you. Mm-hmm. You probably just hurt because you believed that there was something and they just showed you that there's something else. And so now you probably really battling with the fact that you in this moment, you don't trust yourself because you was deceived. You was deceived by what you thought a person was, and they really showed up as something else. But that's now you dealing with you again. So don't let the outside world dictate how you feel about you. Don't let other people's actions dictate how you feel about you. You just got to know that you are you. You showed up as you. You did what you were supposed to do. They did what they did. And you just leave it where it's at.
Yeah. That's big, too. That's huge, man. And you said that I forgot exactly what you said, but you said you getting like something to happen. Oh, you'll snap, and you're like, man, why did I snap? Mm-hmm. Right. And along with like checking the thoughts, when it comes, the best maintenance is preventative maintenance. Right. That's the best. The thing has to be changed. I always preach this. The thing has to be changed before it's time to, I gotta practice before it's time to get to the game. Yeah. Yep. Right. Yep. And so that's why we do stuff like have gratitude before we start the show, so we can introduce some happiness inside of this thing and introduce some great energy inside of this thing. Right. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we do just enough for us, and then it'd be like, I'm happy, but nobody around me happy. Like, you got enough happiness for you, but you don't have enough to, to give around, right? To go around. Like I was watching ET. He was like, bro, he said he was talking to somebody. He was like, why you want to be a millionaire? He was like, man, because I can get whatever I want. He was like, oh, okay, cool. You don't need $1 million. Mm-hmm. You just need about $250,000, man. You good after that. Mm-hmm. Right? You want money, but you only want it for you. The $1 million come when you know what I'm saying? Like, I want this money so I can help other people out, so I can help the world, you know what I'm saying? So I could bring these kids to the Super Bowl who will never get to experience it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So at times we be upset when something happens, but you never put something in place before it ever happened, right? Yep. Like, I need to play out the situation in my head. Like, what would I do if somebody disrespects me? What's gonna happen, right? Yes, I need to play that out in my mind before it comes, so I could just press play and I don't gotta figure it out. Or I'm not a slave to my emotions. You know what I'm saying? So let's prepare for this thing.
Let's go.
You gotta prepare for the greatness. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking that, dog. Like, you hit it. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. So it's like, ask yourself the things like, bro, ain't no more excuses. Ain't no, they cut me off in traffic. It ain't no more. She did this and he did this, and when you do that, I act like bro, no, because you what you're doing is you trying to hold somebody else accountable for your actions. But your actions are your actions. You're responsible for your actions. You're responsible for your inactions. So that's your business. So how do you capitalize on your business? Do what Coach just said. When these things that I know that gets me upset the most happen, how am I going to choose right now to react to those things then when they present themselves, if they present themselves again, right? So that, you like me, bro, I to me, in some ways, I'm a realist, right? And I realize that things happen and things can happen. You ever hit a scenario and people ask you, man, what if you walk in to catch your old lady cheating and they got in the bed? What you gonna do? You gonna kill him or what you gonna do with your... All right, that happens, right? So what you gonna do in that? What would be best for you to do? That's the better question. What would be best for me to do in a scenario like that? Right. And that's extreme example, kind of, but it's just like if that was to happen, I'm gonna choose right now. Now I'm not just gonna be thinking about negative stuff all day, because I do believe that when you thinking about things, you kind of attract those things. That's part of why things manifest. But just do like it. If you experience something and you crash out, you flash out, boom. If it happened, it happened, but have grace for yourself. And then you go sit down and reflect and play that back in your head. And then you tell yourself, okay, the next time this happens, if it ever happened, I'm not gonna react like that. Or I'm not gonna get out my body. Or I'm gonna just leave, I'm gonna exit the situation. And then you create a plan for the what ifs and maybes. I like that you said that, Cole. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. And here's next level, right? When millionaires, right, when businessmen, successful businessmen go and create businesses, they get in the business, they're in the business maybe 1 or 2 years tops. After they're in there, their primary goal is to actually make it a business, which is a thing that runs by itself and it doesn't need you to run, right? So if you always have to be the person that introduces positivity into your life, you got other stuff to focus on. It's going to be tough. So after you figure these things out, put it on autoplay. You know what I'm saying? Like make it to it. Like they got the apps on the phone. Like I got this app that pops up and it's an I am app. And they say, I am positive. I am grateful. It just, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It just put it in there. I forgot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, I got something to be positive about now, right? And that has something to say about your environment. You know what I'm saying? Is your environment automatically produce negativity, or does it automatically produce positivity? And you'll forever be at war with that if you're unable to manipulate it or change it or introduce new things. You know what I'm saying? So when you after you get these processes down, after I'm like, man, okay, cool. At this time of day, I'm pretty negative, so I need to introduce it there, right? Introduce it for a while, make sure it works, and then put that thing on autoplay somehow.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Set an alarm. Okay, it's positivity hour. Let me sit down right quick, close my eyes, and say what I'm grateful for. You know what I'm saying? This, like we said, man, it's not you can't do it like you can't do it on accident. Like you got to be intentional about it. I can't do what I want to and then do it, or either do it one time and then it's over with after that. You know what I'm saying? It has to be an everyday or all day thing. Why? Because my thoughts is every day, all day.
100%.
So at the moment I choose to relinquish control is when I relinquish control of my thoughts and my feelings.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So in that, that's part of protecting your mental space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to protect it. Once you establish it, you got to protect that thing. Because, like Toe said, you can't choose whether or not you're being programmed, but you can choose what is programming you.
Man. I had a recording saved on a board a long time ago. All of them got deleted, but I remember I manually deleted. But it was what his name? Jim Rohn. Yes. He had a story, and he was like, somebody asked me, it says it was a scenario about a cup of coffee, right? He said what if someone accidentally drop strychnine in your coffee, right? He said, well, strychnine is poison, basically.
Oh, okay.
And he said, dude, like, I'll be dead. He was like, well, what if somebody accidentally, drop sugar in your coffee? He was like, well, I'll be all right. He was like, what if your best friend dropped the strychnine in your, he said, I'll be dead. He's like, what about sugar? I'll be alive. I'll be straight. I'll be good. He said, it don't matter who it is. It don't matter if it's your best friend. It could be a stranger. You gotta be mindful of what you're allowing to be put in your cup, in your coffee cup. In your coffee cup, the coffee is like symbolic of your mind. He said you have to guard your mind. You can't just let people dump the toxic waste in your mind, because then you're going to be the one that have to deal with the results. You're the one who's going to be suffering. You're the one who's going to die with those negative thoughts, at the end of the day. So you got to be mindful. You got to stand guarding and protect your mind, protect your mental at all times, at all costs. You know what I'm saying? And that's from you. That's from your mama. That's from, your kids. That's from whoever. You have to be able to identify those things on the spot. And you got to be able to change the course of direction or
have the courage
solutions.
to interrupt.
Have the courage to interrupt, man.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, cool. That was that, dude. That's what I got on that, man. That's what I got on that.
That's major. That's major, man. Protect your coffee cup, huh? Don't let nobody. Don't let them. That's the rule, though. Like, just, you know what I'm saying, staying inside of the analogy, right? Like, you leave your drink somewhere, that's on you.
That's
you know
on
what I'm saying? You leave, that's on you. Whatever happened to that drink when you come back, you have no idea, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna drink it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens to you, and that's how you live in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everything is of circumstance and accident. You know what I'm saying? I'm venting about it. Somebody put something in my cup, and I just
he said, I'm venting about it.
Somebody, and then it's just now I'm messed up. It is what it is.
Man, come on, man. Yeah, because that's the thing. You're gonna have to live with that, Cole. But shoot, man, that was a phenomenal conversation.
Yes, sir.
I'm so thankful to be here again and have had this conversation with you, man. And I've definitely grown. The beauty of these conversations that we having is that we grow in these conversations. Every one of them moments that you hear that we have, I said something new that Cole didn't think of and he didn't consider or see it that way. Yeah. He said some things that I don't consider and see those ways. So we growing together in real time when we having these conversations, man. So we just want to thank y'all for being a part of this journey. We just want to thank y'all for being the best part of the FreeWill Podcast, the FreeWill brand. Man, we did it. Another Friday in the books, man. Episode 14, man. Meet us here next week, man. Next week we're going to be here again. This upcoming Friday, God willing. Next Friday on the FreeWill Podcast. Man, don't just meet us there. Beat us there. 8:30 Central Time. Check in, man. We're going to see y'all on the next one. Let's get it.